Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Let's talk about another Elden Ring weapon. We're starting a quick weapon analysis series, and today it's Death's Poker's turn, another weapon from the Death Bird, and it's also a good one. The truth is, this greatsword used to be better, much better. At the game's launch, it was one of the best weapons. Incredible power that killed enemies very easily. Not even bosses could resist it, and especially because it had a passive frost buildup of 65. So hardly anything could withstand its attacks, particularly its skill. It was even widely used in PvP when people were still figuring out builds, and there wasn't a defined meta like today. However, over time, it was nerfed, and it needed it, because it was a very easily accessible weapon that ended up taking the fun out of the game. But imagine this weapon pre-nerf against Millennia, easily freezing her and knocking her down with its skill. Too strong. Still, that doesn't mean it's bad nowadays, nor average. In my opinion, it's still among the strongest. Actually, I'd say it's one of the very strong ones. If I were to rank weapons like the game's scaling system, for me it would be an A-rank weapon. Speaking of scaling, it's a good weapon for strength and dexterity builds. It scales C with strength and B with dexterity. So for both attributes, it makes it very powerful. Investing more points into dexterity is a good idea since its scaling is better. B is better than C. It also has intelligence scaling, but I didn't invest in that stat because it's D. So it's not ideal for the weapon, since its scaling only adds a bonus of 29 magic attack. It has a base magic attack of 88, which is already very low, and this scaling doesn't contribute much. That's why I don't think it's worth leveling. You'll only need 11 intelligence to wield it, in addition to 15 strength and 17 dexterity. So it's not one of those weapons that's good, but requires leveling multiple attributes at once, especially ones you don't even use, just to be able to carry it. Here, it's very simple. You can use it very early in the game, with the required attributes being quite low. With well-upgraded scaling, this weapon surpasses 800 attack, getting close to 900. And I mentioned its skill. It's what defines this weapon's power. It's a great sword, and for me, one of the best categories in the game. That alone makes it excellent. But its skill is devastating. By pressing L2 plus R2, you can unleash explosive magic, an ice explosion that deals massive damage to the enemy and knocks down most of them, giving you an advantage. But it also has another skill, L2 plus R1, which shoots freezing energy forward. So you can hit enemies from a safe distance, and as they approach, they take damage since it stays on the ground. It's just like what the bird, which my friend Limite loves so much, does. If it's already annoying for us, imagine for the mobs, which are dumb and don't know how to dodge. The good thing about all this is that this weapon has two phases in each of these moves. So you can start and cancel if you see it's going badly, or if there isn't enough time. But it also has its downside. If you get hit, especially by large enemies, they can cancel your move before you launch the second part, R2 or R1. Still, it's very worth it. The damage is high, even today. And a curiosity here, if at the game's launch it was very strong, it could also be very weak. There was an update at launch that made this weapon strong. However, for those who bought the physical version and played without downloading this update, the game was different, completely unlike what we're used to. And in that version, when you got this weapon, it simply had no skill, just like other weapons. It was hard to understand why, but after finishing the game, it and the others would have their skills normally. I tested it in NG+, and there it was, in its overpowered version. I really didn't understand why. Maybe the developer's idea was that this weapon was too strong for the first NG, so its skill would only be unlocked in NG+. I don't know, it's just a theory. I just know it was in NG+. And when the skill appeared in the normal updated version, it was very strong. I think what happened was that they changed some mechanics of the weapon shortly before launch. And when they released it with the new update, they forgot to nerf it, just like some other weapons. And in Elden Ring Night Rain, the game's spin-off, it's one of the best weapons, especially if you play as a savage. It seems the damage of the two skills wasn't nerfed here. It simply destroys there, and the frost buildup helps a lot too. Status effects in the game are essential to help melt enemies' HP quickly, And speed is what we need most there, right? So this weapon in any version of Elden Ring, in any Elden Ring, is more than recommended by me, okay? And if you like the video, like and share to help the channel. Until the next video, bye.